Okay, dear students and dear watchers, today I am going to talk about the steps in a research proposal. I am going to talk about the different steps and sections of a research proposal in this my video lecture. The first step in a research proposal, there is the title. There is the title. What is the title? Title is your title should give a clear indication of your proposed research approach or key question. Title is the main heading, the topic of your research proposal. What do we mean by a research proposal topic? It means that the title should give a clear indication of the research which is proposed in the research proposal. It should be a clear cut title. It should not be ambiguous. There shall be no ambiguity in the research proposal title. The second step in a research proposal, there is the introduction. There is the introduction. What we are going and what does a researcher go to include in his research introduction? That is the background and issues of your proposed research. The first paragraph, the first section of the introduction, that is all about the background of the study. By background we mean what is the history of the topic, how did this topic come into the field of a research, and all the things the researcher is going to discuss in the background to the study. The second one is identify your discipline. What is the discipline of the research? The third one is from general to specific. After the background of the study, you people will come to the introduction. In the introduction, the first step will be started from the general. Generally, the intro will be talking about the theory and all the advancement made in the topic, in the field, and that will be narrowed down when it goes on, and that will come to the specific. First, in the introduction, you will talk about generally talk about the topic you are going to conduct your research on, and when as you go on you will narrow down your research. You will come to your own issue, your own problem. The first step in the first paragraph, the first sections of the introduction, that will be talking about the issue which is raised by the researcher generally, and slowly and gradually that will be narrowed down to the specification. There is the introduction. The specification means the researcher will come to his own issue. I mean to say that one topic will have many issues, so the researcher in the first paragraph of the introduction, the researcher is going to generally talk about all those issues, and then at the end of the introduction he has to come to his own issue about that topic. Okay, narrow down your introduction. Okay, that will be general in the start, and in the end that will come to the specification. Research questions. Every research addresses a question. Okay, if you read any research, that will be answering a question. One question, two questions, or three questions. So the research should have question. If it should not have question, it should have hypothesis. Okay, so every research will contain either a research questions or a research hypothesis. Fine. Research objectives. Okay, objectives of the research. You should formulate these clearly, giving an explanation as to what problems and issues are to be explored and why they are worth exploring. Every research will have objectives. What is the objective of the research? What problems are going to be solved by the current research? So the objectives should be also clear cut mentioned that the reader can easily understand what are the objectives of the mentioned research. Literature review. Literature review. A short literature review. A summary of key debates and developments in the field. A research proposal is not a detailed documentation. It is not a well explained documentation. It is just a summary of the key points. So in the literature review, the researcher is going to discuss some previous researches in the review. There shall be a review of 2 to 3 pages only in the proposal. Only 4 to 5 reviews shall be taken in the literature review while writing a research proposal, and then the researcher will discuss his own topic and the gap in the research. Okay, how do we write a literature review? In the literature review, we take the name of the topic, we discuss the methodology used by that researcher, we talk about the issue that is addressed by the research, and we go to the findings of that research. How to take a review from a previous research? That is to take the topic, to talk about the methodology used by that researcher, to talk about the issue addressed by that researchers, and to talk about the findings of that research, and to find out the gap which will be filled by your own research. That is how we write a literature review. Therein then we talk about the research methodology. You should provide in a line of the theoretical resources to be drawn on, the research approach, theoretical framework. Okay, the research approach, that is we will be test synthetic and the qualitative and the quantitative, and then in the theoretical framework we come to the theory which will be applied on the data, the theory. Okay, theoretical framework. The research methods appropriate for the proposed research. What will be the methodology? That is, for qualitative data we have different methodologies, and for quantitative data we have different methodologies. A discussion of advantages as well as limits of particular approaches and methods. Okay, importance of the study shall be discussed here as well. Then the fifth one, there is the analysis. Analysis will be carried out after data collection. When the data is collected, then the researcher is going to analyze the data. If the data is qualitative, that will have qualitative data analysis. If there is quantitative, that will have different approach for data analysis. After data analysis, there is then comes the conclusion. Conclusion will be based on data analysis. While we don't have any data in a research proposal, the conclusion will simply be mentioned like the conclusion will be based on data analysis, because the data will be collected during the actual research. We don't have any data while writing a research proposal. Bibliography. You should include a list of references to key articles and texts discussed within your research proposal, a selection of sources appropriate to the proposed research. In bibliography, a researcher is going to mention all the sources from which he or she has taken help, which he or she has been used while conducting his research. So all the names of the books, the articles, the journal, all will be mentioned here. Thank you for watching us.